It was Mary, the mother of Jesus, whom God used to tell his son Jesus that his time had come. That's how much influence Mary had with her son. And Jesus was just sitting around having a good time, 30 years old, chilling with the disciples. Ran out of wine. Mary knew what Jesus was able to do. Mary knew the story. Mary knew what Jesus could do and who he was. And so she went to Jesus. And Jesus says, well, what do you want me to do? You know, my time hasn't come. And Jesus said and Mary said not a single other word to Jesus, but simply turned and said, whatever this man tells you to do, you do it. And Jesus turned the water into wine. It was Mary, who let Jesus know, son, your time is coming. You go to the Academy Awards or the Grammys or the American Choice Awards or whatever award show there is, and everybody is so quick to thank their mothers, right? People who attribute their success to their mothers. But mother is the tattoo of choice for all convicted felons. That's interesting, isn't it? A wise woman builds her house, but with her own hand, the foolish one tears her down. You may not think they're listening, but they are. And whether you're aware of it or not, your children listen to you. The fact that you can be sure that they're listening, whether they're aware of it or not, is simply this. A mother said one time how amazing it is that the very advice her son used to reject, she now hears them giving to the correction. Sometimes it may seem like they'll never follow your advice. Sometimes it may seem like they'll never listen to your opinion or even value it, but they will. They will. And that's why it's so important to take your power of influence seriously. Mothers, listen. It's time for you to take your power of influence seriously. A pastor friend of mine who grew up in a Christian home told me once that he heard his mother say on more than one occasion now, he said that the only people who go into ministry are the people who couldn't be successful in a real job. Exactly. This woman was a Christian, a faithful leader at her church. And listen, I'm sure she didn't really believe that about ministers. She'd just say it whenever she got frustrated at her pastor, which happened a lot because, her pastor was a Methodist. You know what I'm saying? But listen, my friend said when he was called into the ministry, this was a real obstacle for him. Because he believed that God was calling him to a life of service, but there was a side of him that wondered, is this God's choice for me because I'm too incompetent to do anything else? He'd heard his mother say that 1,000 times. And the fact of the matter is this, his parents were thrilled when he decided to go in the ministry, until they got the first semester seminary bill. And then they had a heart attack and stroked and died. But anyway, but his mother had no idea the impression that her son had picked up over the years as a result of some comments that she had made. Let me tell you something, mothers. Your kids, they'll probably grow up to share your opinion of their father. They'll grow up to share your opinion of their father, whether you're married or not. And to a great extent, your children will share your opinions of your brothers and sisters. your aunts and uncles. Listen, take the power of influence that you have very seriously. Take the power of influence that you have very seriously. Make sure that you use it to build up relationships. Never, ever tear them down. Listen, for those of you who aren't moms, this is true for you also. Let me just say this. You can influence people's opinions as well as their actions. And you need to ask yourself, do the things I say bring out the best in people? Or do the things that I say bring out the worst? You need to ask yourself, am I a good influence on those around me? Mothers, moms, and non-moms. You influence people's opinions